So the Range Rover SV Coupe is based on the top of the Range Rover, no pun intended. And even though it looks pretty much the same, Range Rover say that all it shares with the car that it's based on is the bonnet and the rear lower tailgate. The car now sits 8mm lower, and for the very first time, Range Rover are offering it with 23-inch rims. I guess rappers and football players are going to love that. With the rest of the design changes on the exterior, they're settled with redesigned tweaks. Now, Land Rover claim that this is the very first full-size SUV coupe and is hand-built by SV, or the Special Vehicle Operations Division of the company. Now, these are the same guys who make the cars for James Bond. And because it's hand-built, you can pretty much have the car any way you like. For example, you can have the color of the front seats of the car different from the rear seats of the car from a choice of 4 curated duotones. In addition to that, the car comes standard with 16 color shades, but you can have it in pretty much any color shade that you want. But for the very first time, they're offering it in a color called Liquisense that comes with a liquid metal finish, and that is going to set you back 30,000 pounds or around 28 lakh rupees for a paint job. It also gets the most updated tech on the inside, so you have the Touch Pro Duo system that has the two 10-inch screens. You also have a 12-inch interactive driver display and a 10-inch full color heads-up display that gives you a whole bunch of information. And for the audiophiles, the car comes with the top-end 23-speaker 1700-watt Meridian 3D sound system. The SV Coupe is powered by the supercharged 5-litre petrol engine that produces 557 bhp and 700 Nm of torque. That's good to propel the car from 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds, onwards to a top speed of 266 km/h, and Range Rover say that the air suspension has been tweaked to be a little bit more driver-centric. But all of this has not come at the expense of the off-road ability of the car. Now, some of you Range Rover nerds might notice that the two-door actually pays homage to the original Range Rover. So this car is loaded with the latest off-roading tech from Range Rover stable. So it comes loaded with Terrain Response 2, it gets a low-range gearbox, locking differentials, and so the car can water weight up to 900mm. It has a towing capacity of 3.5 tons. But with that paint job, I doubt it's going to see more action than the fancy streets of Chelsea. Now, the car starts at a price of 249,000 pounds. That's nudging around 3 crore Indian rupees, and that's just basically for the car itself. On top of that, you have to load it with a bunch of optional extras, which they say can go over 100,000 pounds. And if that sounds excessive, well, it is, because Range Rover is only manufacturing 999 units of this machine. In the last year, they've conducted an exercise which they call customer clinics in the US, Middle East, Russia and China, and they claim that around 15% of those 999 units have already been sold. So if you have the appetite for a 3 crore rupee Range Rover that isn't as practical or as spacious as a top-end Range Rover, well, you better get your checkbook out quickly. With that, what did you think of our first quick look of the Range Rover SV Coupe? Well, you can let us know in the comment section below. Stay tuned for a lot more coverage coming your way. I will see you in a bit. Bye-bye.